I'm Sarah Elfreth, the proud Congresswoman from Maryland's 3rd Congressional District, and I've talked a lot about the importance of Medicaid in our communities in this district, in Maryland, across this country. The amount of children, seniors, new mothers, neighbors with disability who rely on Medicaid, not just for healthcare, but frankly for a lifeline. And so I want to take a moment and make sure we're putting faces to this incredible program. And so it's today's topic of Medicaid Moment. And I am joined by my constituent, Jane from Ellicott City, who reached out to talk about just what Medicaid means for her and her family. So Jane, can you tell us about your son, David, please?
Sure. So this is David. He recently turned 23 years old. David is sweet, affectionate, has a sense of humor, very energetic, and David has autism. So Medicaid means everything for David. David lives in a group home in Montgomery County that is funded by Medicaid, and Monday through Friday, his days are structured from 9 to 3 through a community provider that provides social, recreational, educational activities for him and is helping him get a part-time job.
That's wonderful. So he's really thriving in this program.
Yes. If you met David and asked him how he is doing, he would say, "Mom and Dad are so proud of me."
That's just incredible. It's incredible. The reason we're doing these Medicaid moments is because, unfortunately, the budget resolution that just passed the House includes what could be up to $880 billion in cuts to Medicaid. And again, these are cuts to human beings. They're not line items on a budget. And so I hate to ask this difficult question, but I think it's so important. As we've expanded Medicaid over the years, and David's program is part of that expansion to cover more people, to provide more, again, life-saving opportunities for the most vulnerable in our communities. Jane, what would it mean if this actually goes through and cuts were to come for Medicaid? What would that mean for David and your family?
David would lose his life. He would become homeless. David can't live at home. He had behavioral challenges, as some people with autism do, and home ceased to become a safe place for either of us. The state could end up taking people like David and putting them back in state institutions. Decades ago, that's what the state did with people like David who have significant disabilities. The Medicaid money that's used to fund community providers is 50% federal and about 50% state. Right. So he would lose his life as he knows it.
Right. And again, we're trying to put faces to these programs because they truly mean so much to our community and parts of our community that you wouldn't necessarily think Medicaid when you think about our neighbors with autism and developmental disabilities. But such an important program, state and federal partnership, the advances we've been able to make from the prior days of institutionalization to these community-based programs where David has the opportunity to have a part-time job and to thrive. So incredibly important. Thank you for sharing David's story. I really hope I get to meet him someday. I appreciate you, Jane. Thank you very much. And thank you everybody for tuning in to Medicaid Moment.